So on my path, I've learned many modalities, many things, and spirituality has been a big part of my journey. It was when I was younger, and then I kind of got cut off from my spirituality when I went into more of an unconscious state for about a decade. But I really reconnected back with my spirituality on a whole new level after my near-death experience. I started to go on a deep healing journey where I was getting very, very curious about myself and how I ticked, why I did the things I did. I had a teacher who taught me that if you did this work and you stayed with this work, you would get little rewards from the universe or from source or God. I wondered what these rewards were that she spoke of. And I wanted so badly to attain these or to see these. But I had no understanding of what that would look like. I got really, really curious about spiritual practices, and I started to read scriptures and ancient knowledge. And I wanted to read everything, and anything that I could get my hands on, I would soak it up. There was many, many things along the way that helped quench this deep thirst that I had within. I remember reading something along these lines, and this is out of context because this was a long, long time ago. But it was that the universe speaks to you and is always speaking to you. And if you have the ears to listen and the eyes to see, you will be led in the direction of your highest good, and you will never be steered wrong. You will have signs and symbols along the way that will lead you where you're supposed to go. It also spoke of this being the adventure of a lifetime and the real adventure of life, if you really understood what this meant. And this is the journey back to yourself. And I talk a lot about the journey back to ourselves, back to our authenticity, where all the trauma and difficult situations and the conditionings from society have covered up our authentic selves. I never forgot reading about this magical journey that can be full of enchantment and wonder. It made me realize or think that there may be magic still left in the world. I kept seeing my teacher, and I kept staying strong to understanding myself, being so curious to understand myself, that I didn't just do it, after work or if an issue came up. I started to do it all the time. Everything became my teacher. Everything became my mirror. And those rewards, the rewards that my teacher talked about, I started to receive them. But they weren't the kind of rewards that I had thought before. These rewards are hard to describe unless you have gone through it. When you see patterns and you start to heal patterns, these parts tend to drop away. And you experience states of consciousness that you may not have felt before or experienced before. That doesn't mean that they're around to stay all the time, because everything is fleeting. Everything moves and ebbs and flows. You can't hold on to anything, and you can't hold on to any state. So if you experience a state of bliss, it will pass through you. And if you try to grasp at it, you won't be able to, and it will disappear. So these rewards that come in are these beautiful glimpses of enchantment and magic that keep you going on the healing journey. They were what fueled me to keep going. I saw the results of doing the inner work, and little by little, I cultivated this deep connection within my heart space. And this heart connection started to lead me where I needed to go. we always want to make decisions with our mind because that's where we come from. And we live in a world where it's doing more. And our mind is a beautiful tool, but our heart and our gut have a brain of their own. They have an intelligence of their own. And when you can tap into the intelligence of your heart and the intelligence of your gut, and you can make decisions from that place while using your mind as a tool, then you can start making decisions that are really right for you. They're not based in logic and trying to figure something out, figuring out what the best case scenario is. Sometimes it doesn't make sense when you make a decision from this place, but you know that it's right for you because it's leading you in that direction. When we make decisions from our heart and from our gut and from our intuition, this is a very sacred place. It is our compass. And I will get more into intuition and our gut feelings in the next video, but I'm going to come back today about this ancient knowledge that if we listen, we can be led by the universe, and we will receive these messages through synchronicities. So synchronicities is a big one. This really started to open up for me in my life. The more I started to heal these parts within myself and listen to the messages around me, following my heart at the same time, the more I would receive these synchronicities. Now, these may come in the form of numbers, in words. It might even be a message through the radio, through music, something that somebody says. You may have a question and it will be answered later on through watching a movie. You have to pay attention to these things, but once you start to notice them, they can open up more and more, and they will show you where you need to go on your path. I make all my decisions through this, also with my intuition and my heart and my gut. The combination of all these parts, these beautiful compasses that are within us, lead us to make the proper decisions that are for our highest good and not based in fear. The more that you make these decisions based on your being, the more you will trust in yourself. The stronger your intuition will get, the stronger your connection with Source or God or the universe will get. And you will fall more and more into an alignment with your highest good and the path that you are supposed to be on. If we are making decisions based in fear, that is not for our highest good. So the more that you learn to trust yourself and to trust the universe and to trust life, the more in alignment you will be. And these are the beautiful gifts and rewards as well. When you get these little nudges from the universe and these synchronicities and signs, they are so wonderful to receive. I receive a lot of animal totems, so this is something that shows up for me a lot, and you can learn a lot through animal totems and get curious about animal totems, and all you have to do is Google them, or you can get books on animal totems as well. So the reason I'm telling you this today is because those words that I read years and years ago about this magical journey and adventure that you can go on, where you will not be alone and you will be led in a direction where that will never steer you wrong. It's true. There is something very sacred about the journey back to yourself. And only you can find that out. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is unique to who they are. But aren't you a little bit curious about this? If there's actually an adventure waiting for you instead of just mundane life, and that's what it feels like, this amazing adventure. It doesn't mean that there's not pain in it. It doesn't mean that there's not difficult things. But when you're learning about yourself and opening up, you're opening up to so many more possibilities. You're opening up your consciousness. You're stepping into new levels of consciousness. And that in itself is an adventure. And the biggest gift that you can receive from this, and this is from my own experience, is this deep, deep trust in life. Trust in something higher than you, and trust in yourself. That you're all working together, co-creating together, weaving life in this beautiful way, while learning all these amazing things about yourself on the way. This adventure is full of surprises and enchantment. It can be painful at times because it's not easy to look at yourself and look at your shadow. But like I said, the rewards are way beyond any of the pain or difficult situations that you have to endure while you walk on this path, the pathless path.